Every 40 seconds, someone in the world dies from suicide. A little closer to home, Trinidad and Tobago is said to have the third highest suicide rate in the region. It is also said that 1 in 4 people here deal with some form of mental illness. I'm the 1 out of 4. I know what it's like to be burdened by something you believe is out of your control. I guess, as a person who deals with it, I find it difficult to understand how a lot of people in this country don't believe mental illness exists. I see mental illness as a shadow. It's constantly there, always on the opposite side of the light. A shadow with the ability to make you feel worthless, trapped, to make you do things you normally wouldn't, or feel emotions you couldn't begin to explain. Mental illness doesn't judge based on religion, age, race, or education. It can affect anyone, and the only time we realize this is a problem and see it in the media is after something happens. After a woman's panic turns into a joke, or a boy's call for help isn't answered. Only then do we see frantic efforts to make changes. But soon enough, it will again lose the spotlight. We need to be aware before tragedy strikes, in hopes of preventing things from happening. We need to recognize that mental illness is real, and the stigma is also real. Because when you tell someone to just cheer up, how can we expect them to get rid of their shadow?
Well, my name is Rhonda Neptune Magnite. I'm a nurse at St. Anne's Hospital. I've been qualified as a nurse since 2004, and I've been working at this hospital since 1995, so I'm here a good while.
I noticed that something wasn't right mentally in Form 1. I was 12 or 13, I would say. And what started to happen was I would go to school. Like one day, go to school happy. Next day, go to school sad. That's the best way I could explain it. And like I would say I was a happy kid, happy child. And then I just found myself overthinking and over processing simple situations, and then just being extra hard on myself. And and I identified something was wrong to my mom, and dealt with it from there.
I first noticed that something wasn't right mentally when I was around 18. So only as I got old, actually recently, within like about 2-3 years ago, I started seeing a series of shrinks, psychologists. One of which put me onto a psychiatrist.
Understanding what depression was is something I instantly identify as something that old people get because of work and thing, or like stress, or I don't know. So hearing like, oh, you might have depression, I was kind of like, wow, you're getting real old, or like, wow, like that even possible. So I went to like therapy and I did like tests and stuff, and you know the cliche thing that you go into a room, you lie down on a chair, they talk, they take notes, and like you play with shapes and pictures. Well, how does this make you feel? Da, 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 da. So I was like, wow, feels like a movie. Yeah, and like I would just go home and cry real plenty, real tears for no reason. Well, as I thought, there was no reason. Um, it was like a 6-month period of tests and therapy and stuff like that. And in therapy, going to do the tests simultaneously, doing tests, I was being treated, and I didn't know, and I didn't exactly know what was going on. I just know I was feeling better. Yeah.
Everybody just told me that I had problems, and like, why you such a downer, and everything about you so negative. And like a lot of older people, they suggested that I see, like, I went to a Catholic secondary school, so they suggested that I see the nuns, go to the prayer room and pray it off, stuff like that. And I just, for me, I felt like it gave me some ease, but not totally. Like the problems were still there, so it's kind of like temporary.
Just like how anybody can get diabetes, anybody can get cancer, anybody can get mental illness. Mental illness is not a respect of person. There might be people in government who might be mentally ill, we don't know. There are some doctors who might be mentally ill, we don't know. People don't really come out and say, well, but I'm schizophrenia. They will not really come out because of the way they are being treated.
I know my dad kind of really wasn't for it. Yeah. I don't know, yeah, I had a hard time believing like that's something that I could have. He struggled with it, but he didn't tell me that. Yeah, until like way after. Yeah, my mom, I think she was most supportive of it, as in it is a real thing. You know, like friends and family will just be like, you know, snap out of it, and then that'll cause me to just kind of blame myself more. That wow, like dog is nothing. I just need to snap, dog. Just snap out of it. There we go. Not everyone was open-minded about it. Very few people was open-minded about it. The whole situation, to be honest. Yeah.
I kind of felt like I was being a burden to my peers. I actually ended up just being by myself for a few years because you know people I didn't expect people to know how to deal with me or to deal with what I was going through, or to sit down and listen to everything that was going on with me. And I was like in this constant cycle of wanting to tell somebody, feeling so alone and wanting to reach out and not having anybody there, because it's either they didn't understand fully or they just didn't have the energy to shoulder somebody else along with what they were going
I think the way in which Trinidad reacts to mental illness is disgusting. Reason being that they don't see it as a real thing. They associate any mental health issue with St. Anne's, and it's always brought across comedically and as a joke. Just being a third person perspective and hearing people, you know, make jokes about like somebody killing themselves, or you know, somebody like, wait, you're a mad boy, or like, you know, this instance with the lady that kind of walked out the car naked, like that was a big joke. Well, for people like, you know, that I was around, or I was hearing at the time, you know, that was a joke.
I think that Trinidad does not fully accept that a lot of its citizens are plagued, I would say plagued, by mental illness. Mostly the older generations, they tend to go with that, to go with religion. They tell you, you know, well, just pray it off, or or nothing is wrong with you. You just need to, you know, come out of that state, come out of the room, like as though it's like it's so easy. Like don't stay there with your thoughts. Do something, clean something, like, and like you can't explain to them that it's not that easy. And even in the way that the government or just like people in power and authority in certain institutions deal with people who are who are mentally ill, they kind of like, it's either they push it under the rug. I don't know if it's for themselves to make us feel like something isn't wrong, or I don't know if they just don't believe that it exists and that you have total control over every single thing in your life.
People don't understand mental illness, and because they don't understand mental illness, they are afraid. And sometimes people who are mentally ill can be violent, and sometimes society remember the violence, and they would stigmatize, they would ostracize.
In some ways, it hurts. Not some, always it hurts. Knowing that you kind of around people who are in an institution, say for example school, where people just ignore or pretend like it doesn't happen, like it's not a real thing.
People want to fit into the crowd. They don't want to be different. And if they want to be different, must be in a good way, in a good light. And sometimes mental illness is not seen in a good light.
You can't just wish away things and say like, I give this up some magical way and it would be lifted from you in like that. I tried it. It didn't personally, it did not work for me. And I'm telling you, I put all my faith and I did everything that my religion told me to do. Like candles, kneel down and pray every day, and I still found like I wasn't able to cope. I think the religion kind of sort of tries to hide reality in a sense. I'm not saying to don't go to church or don't pray or whatever you want to do, you do. But I think being told that this is the way out, this is the cure, that's crazy. It may be for some people. Some people may find solace in it. It's not for everybody. It is. Some people find solace in going out to nature. Some people find solace listening to music or letting music cure them. Cure. You know, and for the most part, some of those things are momentary good feelings or cures or whatever. And then you can't control your mind as much as you would like to if you're mentally ill. So when things start to come back to you and happen all at once, because that's what it feels like, you don't have the energy or the zeal or the determination or even the willpower to probably go down and pray or to go to a church. You lose faith after a while.
Because of the stigma of mental illness. And there are some people who might do weird things, queer things, be violent. Just the idea of coming to St. Anne's Hospital, it can be scary because, you know, they would think, oh, I'm mad. and people don't want to be put in that kind of category.
I mean, the younger generations are kind of more accepting. I would say millennials are kind of more accepting because we are facing it every day. More and more younger people are experiencing deep depression. or different psychological and like mental diseases. So for us, it's a reality.
We can collectively make less jokes, have more awareness days, teach people what it is, because people don't know what depression is, people don't know what OCD is, people don't know what ADHD is. They just know it from St. Anne's or something they saw on TV that's probably not the right information, you know. I'll usually reference cancer, you know, like nobody does make jokes about cancer. So why make jokes about mental health? You know, why make jokes about killing yourself? Why make jokes about she mad or way from St. Anne's? People go in St. Anne's and like they get better and they go in there to get better or like they need help. And they're not any less of a person because of that.
We try to treat patients so that they can go back out into society. Mental illness is like any other illness, if it's diabetes or once you get treatment and you keep on your treatment regime, you should be well enough to operate and manage yourself in society.
It's real cliche, but like never give up. Because like you want to give up, and I can assure you, 5 years will pass, and it'll be much better. Or if 5 years pass, and it'll be much better. 6 years will pass, and it'll be better.
Maybe this might work for you if you try to, despite what you're going through, really, really hard. I know it's very difficult to be positive or to give up positivity and love. Hopefully it will come back to you in some way and at least ease up what you're going through.
With proper treatment and proper support, people can be managed. You know, I just think that people need to be educated, and when you know better, you do better.
Hello, this is the suicide hotline. Our hours are 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and then from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. We are sorry if we could not take your call at the moment.